Hello everyone. So welcome to Materville / Pepperville. Today I'm going to try to at least record my Pepperville tour. I just looked at my phone and I don't have a lot of battery left, so we should get to it. I wasn't even thinking I needed to charge my phone, but I recorded my garden tour this morning over at my house because this is a different area where I plant a ton of peppers and a ton of tomatoes. So I recorded that and that killed my battery and I didn't charge it. So we're just gonna do the Pepperville tour, and then maybe tomorrow night after I come home from work, which would probably be a better idea because most of Materville right now is the sun is beating down on it and it's really hard to see in my phone whenever I can't, the sun is really bright. So maybe I'll just do that tomorrow evening. When I get home from work, this place is usually shaded at around 6:30. So let's get to it. So Pepperville. So this year I actually planted only sweets over here. I want to save seeds, so I don't like to mix my hots and my sweets. So I usually put like last year I did all hots over here, and I've got it flip-flopped. So this year I'm doing all the sweets here, and then over at my house in my garden in all of the grow pots I put all the hots. There's still some sweets over at my house, but those are just going to be for fresh eating and using for salsas and things. I'm not going to save seeds with any of the sweet peppers over at my house. All right, so what do I got going on over here? So this is Pepperville's second year being used. So last year I created the mounds by putting down a thick layer of cardboard. I remove all the tape where I'm planting. So I put cardboard everywhere. But in the walkways and stuff, I don't normally take all the tape off. If it's easy to pull off, I pull it off. But this is where it ended last year. I had the fence. It was a green deer fencing. It's no longer here because the deer walked through it last year and gobbled everything up except for the hot peppers. They didn't bother those. But so what we did this year is we used this welded wire and we doubled it up. So when I made Pepperville last year, I used this fencing and it's just flimsy, and we just left it up and we put the other fencing beside it. But yeah, we doubled it up. This is where it's doubled up, and it's probably, I'm 5'4", so 6, 7, close to 8 feet tall all the way around, even the door where you enter in, because it's connected to Materville. So we've got Materville and then Pepperville. So last year these beds did really well. I'm making some improvements though this year. So was it January or February? I brought in a bunch of mushroom compost and I put a real thick layer of mushroom compost on both the beds, and just getting them prepped, letting the compost really break down before it was planting time. So these were planted 2 weeks ago and they're doing really, really well. Another addition that I'm going to add, I started to do it, but I didn't bring enough. These are plastic, I believe these are 4 foot. Yeah, 4 foot. And I've hammered them down into the ground about a foot, maybe a little bit more than a foot. But this is what I will use to drape my shade cloth. So I've got 2 big old long shade cloth pieces over there that fit these perfectly. And when it gets super duper hot and super duper dry, I will cover these so that they don't suffer too much. But yeah, I'm just using these little plastic sticks, and then I will also bring over more for actually staking up any of these varieties that get to be really, really massive and don't hold themselves up. Because I had some sweets that got so heavy laden with fruit last year that they fell over and the stuff was just laying in the dirt and I didn't even see the fruit. So I don't want that to happen this year, so I'm just going to get prepared, and I'm going to have like a little bucket or something with like 30 or 40 stakes, just in case I see one that needs staked up this year. So, and I also need to do the corner. Another thing that these are good for as well is when I bring the hose to water. So I have to water this by hose. I don't have irrigation. But what it will do is so I'm going to have them on the ends of Materville as well, right? And when the hose like comes across here and on the end of there, it's not going to go and like decapitate a tomato plant or push over some pepper plants. These are going to stop it because they're pretty sturdy. I mean, they bend up top, but at the bottom they're kind of there. So that's another good reason, because if I'm like bringing the hose around and wrapping the hose around, trying to water over here, it keeps the hose from going into the beds. All right, so that's that. Let's get into the varieties that I'm growing over here this year. So in the beds, I tried to be more organized this year because last year was a hot mess and it wasn't really fun to record the tours for you because I didn't know what stuff was. And I was like, oh, this is really pretty, but I don't know what it is. This is a really awesome. I don't know what it is. So this year I made sure I used tree tags, which I used tree tags last year on tomatoes. I don't know why I didn't use it on my peppers. So here we go. And I did multiples. Last year I only did like maybe two of each plant. This year I tried to do at least, I started seeds for like 12 seeds each variety. So I was trying to get at least 9 plants. So we've got 3 rows of Hercules. I'll try if I can remember and put up on the screen where I got these different peppers at. I've got them from several different places. This is Spitz Paprika Chocolate, so I've got 3 rows of that. I've got, I think 4 rows of shishito. 1, 2, 3. I wanted lots of shishitos. Yeah, 4 rows of shishitos. So I planted a ton of shishitos. I also have a bunch of them planted over at my house too, because they're really good if you fry them on the grill. This is King Kong Sweet, and then this should be over here. So I've got 3 King Kong Sweets, and then I've got two rows. This row and this row is Blot. Blot is such a pretty pepper. And then I've got 1 row. Yeah, only 1 row, so 3 of Superman. And then I've got honey caramel, 2 rows of honey caramel. Can't wait to be showing you the fruits on all of these. And I'm going to do taste tests. I'm going to try to do taste tests. I said that last year and I never did get around to it. I've got 3 rows, so 9 peppers of giant Ozark Yellow. And then I've got 1, 2, so 6 plants of size extra large. Then I've got 1 row of TXRIXERO. I don't know how to say that. But these are super yummy. I've grown these for a few years now, and I've got 4 in this row. This is sweet banana. So I've got 2 rows of sweet banana. Then we've got, this needs to be dirt piled up on it a little bit more, Trapegia. So I've got just 3 plants of Trapegia. And beside that, I've got 2 rows of Crucian Carp. So 6 Crucian Carps. Then we've got 2 rows of Vardro. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. So 6 plants of Vardro. Then I've got 2 rows of Macho. Then I've got 2 rows of sweet Palermo Orange. Then I've got 2 rows of 4, so I put 4 here, of Mohawk. Will that be too crowded? Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. But look at that. Mohawk is an early producer. Already got some fruits. There's one. And they're fruits all over it. So yay. And then we've got 3 of Cuneo Orange Bronze. So when you see holes in your peppers like this, this is snail damage, slug and snail damage. And I did put down slug and snail bait. This plant should recover. They usually do if I can get to them quick enough. And I try not to plant my pepper plants until they're of pretty decent size. All right, let's just turn around and we'll do the other side. So here I have a bunch of chocolate babies. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 chocolate babies. So I tried to put like the ones that are kind of miniature type pepper plants in this area, this corner. So these are also, I think, pretty small. This is 3 rows of Milky Way. So then we've got 2 rows of Pippin's Golden Honey. Just look at this pretty flower. Oh, so pretty. Then we've got 2 rows of Raspberry Chocolate, which is another smaller statured plant. Then we've got 2 rows of Violgo. Then we've got 2 rows of Gladiator Sweet. Then we've got 1 row of 4 of Scala Big Sweet. We've got 1 row of 3 of Black Horse. We've got 2 rows of Australian Sweet right there. Then we've got 3 rows of 3 of Comet Tail. Then we've got 2 rows of Big Roost. 3 rows of 3 of Big Roost. So 9 plants of Big Roost. Then we've got 3 rows of 3 of Raychella. Then we've got, these are one of my favorites. I have 2 rows of 3 of Escamillo. It's a delicious, delicious plant. And I do plan on, not this weekend, but next weekend, I have mulch left over. There's a pile of mulch there, and I am going to mulch my pepper bed, I think, this year. Okay, so I've got 3 rows of 3 of Samborca, and it's already got some peppers on it. I mean, look at that. I'm so excited. These things are just taking off. I feel like I just planted and they're fruiting already. It's awesome. Then I've got 3 rows of Blob. Fun name. And then I've got 3 of Midnight Dreams right here. So that's what's in the 2 pepper beds. Now, I actually had some pepper plants that I only had like 1 or 2, or that just didn't fit right here, and I wanted to plant them. So what I've been trying to do is making the most of my space and adding dirt all around the inside of the fence. And this year I'm doing pretty well with that. I need to build it up a little bit more because a couple weeks ago we had some major flooding. It's been 2 weeks tomorrow. And this area over here and in here had a bunch of standing water. So my goal for next year is to make sure I have built this up about another 6 inches with mushroom compost, garden soil, and wood chips. So I'm just kind of building it up so that it's a little bit higher up than the actual yard, and thereby keeping it from getting really, really squishy like it did 2 weeks ago. Luckily, I don't think I lost but maybe 1 tomato plant, I think. Everything else looks okay. And the water, receded, so. But that is what I've been doing. And so in doing that, I had extra peppers, so I dotted them in places along the fence. So I have a sweet Palermo. So I only had 3 of those, but they didn't fit. This one here is a Dark Night. I think I only had 1 of those. I had an extra Milky Way. It's not looking too hot, so I don't know if it's going to make it. I have put the tag up here because some of them were just really small. An extra King Kong, so it's doing okay. I'm going to fertilize things today to kind of give them a little boost, some nice dose of fish emulsion to try to get them going a little better. Another King Kong that is just piddly. Well, that's a weed, so this is King Kong, so yeah, that one didn't make it. Oh, dang. I had an extra size, extra large, so that's that one. I had a Orpheus, that's that one. I think this is Orpheus too, Orpheus. So I tried to put like things next to like things. This is Big Bertha. So I had 2 Big Berthas, so I put them right there. This one here was kind of little. It's definitely gotten bigger. This is my one and only Ancho Gigantia. So not very Gigantia just yet. And then I had a Zorzo White. So I only have one of those. I had one that I planted over at my house, but it died. So hopefully that one makes it. Same goes with this one. This is Una. Una's looking good, so I'm hopeful for this. And then I had an extra Crucian Carp. Let's see. I know I have a few peppers along this side as well. Still planting stuff. I was going to do a tomato tour today, but I don't think... Oh, okay, here's a pepper. So this one is Pippin's Golden Honey. So I had an extra Pippin's Golden Honey. I had an extra Australian Sweet. Violgo, I have an extra that one. I think that's a Violga. I'm not sure. Don't see the tag on it. I had something planted there. It's dead. An extra honey caramel. So like I said, I wanted to have rows of 3, rows of 4, something to that nature. And when I had extra, I wanted to use them. 1, because I want to have lots of peppers of these things. And then 2, I also want to see how stuff grows along the fence. So I got to plant stuff and see how it does to know that. So I was like, I'm going to put some peppers. Maybe they'll do great. Maybe this is the perfect spot for them. We're going to find out. This one is... Oh, yeah, I had just 3 gnome hats. So I have gnome hat here, here, and here. Oh, 4. And then there's a gnome hat. And then this one is Giant Ozark Yellow. A Raspberry Chocolate. A Rachella. We've got Bogdan Sweet. So I have a label for this one, and then the rest of these that are right here are Bogdan Sweet. So that's a Bogdan Sweet. That's a Bogdan Sweet. That's a Bogdan Sweet. That's a Bogdan Sweet. And then I labeled this one here Bogdan Sweet. So that's where the Bogdan Sweets end. This one is Violgo Glow. These were just extras that got a little bigger, and I was like, well, I'm going to put them in over here in Materville. This is an Australian Sweet. We've got a Hercules. We've got another Australian Sweet. A Spitz Paprika Chocolate. Yeah, it was just a planting full. Another Giant Ozark Yellow. And I think, yes, that's it. Now I'm in the sun and I can feel it. It is hot. But so there it is, guys. There is the tour of all the peppers that I have and am going to plant. I think, I'm pretty sure. I'm running out of space here, and I still have tomato plants I want to plant, but I pretty much planted tons of peppers. But yeah, so I'll probably try to do another Pepperville tour in June and July. I'm going to do taste tests, so please subscribe. Please like this video. And let me know in the comments which one of these varieties excites you the most, or is there one that you recommend that I just must grow? Please let me know in the comments, and until the next one, you guys, I hope you enjoy your day.